The Hitting Drills and Techniques video is brought to you by Marty Schupak and the Youth Sports Club. Hitting a baseball is one of the most important and challenging skills in all of sports, especially on the youth level. Hitting Drills and Techniques exemplifies some of the best and most productive hitting drills for the youth player, including a comprehensive breakdown of the swing, from the grip to the follow-through. With help from hitting expert and former professional Bobby Woods, this program will introduce new ways to approach hitting. These creative drills can be practiced as a team on a ball field or at home with a limited number of players in a confined area. And as always, Marty Schupak and the Youth Sports Club emphasize improve as individuals, improve as a team, and have fun.
Hello, my name is Bobby Woods. I'm very honored and privileged to be here today with Marty Schupak, who has a lot of knowledge in the baseball and softball area and certainly a lot of other sports. I want to talk about some hitting drills and techniques which are part of Marty's DVD, and I hope this will be beneficial to our viewers today.
Choosing the correct bat. There are different theories on how to choose the correct bat. It's usually better to pick a lighter bat than a heavier one. A lighter bat will allow the hitter to generate more speed than a heavier bat. In this exercise, the player will hold out a bat with his arms straight and his elbow locked. If the hitter can comfortably hold the bat out for 20 to 30 seconds, then the selected bat is not too heavy. The grip.
When you hold the bat and you hold your bat down like this, you want your arms to look like a V. That will tell you that your grip is good. If you would take the bat and put it way back into your palms like this, your arms are bowed out, and that is indicative of not a good grip.
Holding the bat in the fingers ensures a firm yet relaxed grip. A tight grip causes tension in the arms and shoulders, which ultimately yields a weak and hesitant swing.
There's many reputable hitting coaches in this country today that actually still teach middle knuckle alignment, and to be honest with you, most hitters do not hit that way. If you like it, you certainly can hit that way. But my recommendation to you is, as long as you have a V with your arms, that tells you that your grip is good, that the bat handles more towards your fingers, that it's not buried back into your palms. Okay, so just check the grip that you have a V, and you're good to go.
The three stances.
There's three stances for a hitter in baseball and softball. The three stances are as follows. The even stance or parallel stance implies that your feet are pretty even. A closed stance is where the left foot's in front of the right foot, and an open stance is when the left foot's in back of the right foot. As far as the benefits of all three, an even stance can be very beneficial because when you stride, your feet are already lined up and all you have to do is step straight to the pitcher like this. When you're in an open stance, that's okay too, as long as you close this foot up so you're striding towards the pitcher as you stride. The problem that occurs with children when they hit with a closed stance is when their foot is turned in, the hitter will sometimes step in towards the plate. When that happens, they become very vulnerable to a pitch inside the strike zone. They wind up hitting the ball here. Plus, when you step in towards the plate, it prevents this back foot from turning, which transfers the weight through the ball. So I really suggest that when a kid's first starting out, keep the feet pretty even, or if they like to be a tad open, that's fine, as long as they step straight to the pitcher.
Positioning in the batter's box.
Now, as far as the batter's box is concerned, some great hitters in the major leagues, when they stand up close in the batter's box, they do very, very well. But young children, if a kid is really throwing hard, an advantage is gained by the pitcher because the hitter is closer to the pitcher and the ball can appear faster to the hitter. It's going to get to the strike zone sooner. When I played back in the day, I stood pretty deep in the batter's box, which was great because it allowed me to see the ball for a longer period of time. However, when you're back here, deep in the box, and you swing late, you have a tendency to hit more foul balls. If you're too early with your swing, and you're way back in the batter's box, you tend to pull the ball foul too much. So, foul balls aren't a bad thing. You are getting a piece of, but you want to hit the ball fair. So what I suggest to children, to players, okay, baseball players and softball players, is when they get up to bat, is try putting your foot even with this corner right here. The plate goes this way and then it goes that way. This corner right here, now you're not too far up, you're not too far back.
Hitters can draw a line at the corner of home plate. in order to make sure they're not too far up or back in the batter's box. It's all about being confident and comfortable at the plate, and sometimes a visual reminder of where to stand in the box can help accomplish that. Batters should also touch the farthest part of the plate with the bat to make sure they're covering the outside corner when they swing. Balance check.
As far as balance is concerned, a couple things that you should consider. When you tell a kid to bend their knees, sometimes they do this. And when you bend your knees straight down, it puts a lot of tension in your legs, which can cause a problem. And what happens is I feel all that tension. Sometimes kids are told to put their elbow up, which causes tension in the shoulder, and it also raises your bat to a straighter angle, which can actually make you loop under the ball. So to get balanced, there's three parts to it. If you tell a kid to stand tall, then you have them bend at the waist, and then soften the knees. Use the word soften. It's a much more relaxed feeling. So I'll repeat that. Stand tall, I bend at the waist, and I soften my legs. I just really feel relaxed, I really feel comfortable. It must be in that order, okay? You can't stand tall, soften the knees, and then bend, because I have no balance.
A coach can test a batter's balance by giving the player a slight nudge while he's in a batting stance. If the batter is not standing tall, bending at the waist, and having soft knees, then he'll be off balance and fall out of stance. The balance check is also a good way of determining whether a batter has his weight on the back foot and reserving power while waiting for the pitch. If most of the weight is on the front foot, the batter will also be off balance. Rhythm.
Now, right now I'm in an even stance. After you get your stance, after you get your balance, you want to get rhythm. The most dangerous hitter is a relaxed hitter. If a hitter comes up to bat and stands there 4 or 5 seconds without moving, he or she just decreased his chance to hit because tension sets in, and that's an enemy of a hitter. So if you watch some major leaguers, they do this, okay, they move their hips, okay. So it's your body, whatever feels good to you, that's cool, because that's going to give you rhythm. Doing this, and it's going to give you help with your balance too. You're going to be relaxed. Relaxed muscles react quicker to the ball than tense muscles.
Comfort facing a live pitcher. Coaches can train players to feel comfortable in the batter's box by having their players stand at the plate while a pitcher pitches the ball to the catcher. The batter should not swing. He should just get used to seeing a ball from the angle of inside the batter's box. The more they get used to seeing a live pitcher, the more comfortable and the more rhythmic their stances will be. The stride.
A lot of kids, when they hit, you tell them to swing, they go like this. They step forward. When they step forward, they lose power because their weight's flying out too much. So the first movement when they hit is they want to shift their weight back. That's how they start to get power. But then when they stride, and notice I'm on the front part of my foot when I stride because that bends my left knee and keeps my weight back. I'll repeat this. When I stride, my weight stays back. That's called reserving power. And then I swing.
Notice how the batter's weight is on his back foot.
A major no-no is if a kid does this. You never let him step back because that causes all kinds of problems, too numerous to mention. Okay, so you just want to do that little shift back like this. You step, your weight stays back. And what's really cool is when you shift your weight back and you step, your head stays back. So you get more information about the speed, movement, and location of the pitch. Very, very important.
When the batter strides, the foot steps toward the pitcher as the majority of his weight remains on the back foot. Many youth players tend to step away from the plate toward third base as the ball is pitched, which is a very bad habit to get into because a lot of power can be lost when pulling off the ball. A good way to remedy this is to place 2 bats parallel to each other in the batter's box. The batter must stride inside both bats, forcing the foot to step toward the pitcher. When the batter is comfortable, the bats can be removed.
When you stride, it's very, very important. You want to take your short stride. People says, well, how do you get a short stride? Can we teach that? And you can, because when you have a short stride, it's going to help you see the ball better. It's going to help you time the ball better, okay? So what gives you a short stride? When you shift your weight back and you step and your weight stays back, The weight staying back acts as a brake against the front leg from stepping out too far. If I go like this, I've lost about a foot in visualization as far as seeing the ball and information. Also, if you take a big stride forward, look at my eye level, it drops. So you lose the ball, you don't see it as well. So what you want to do is, when you hit, you should shift your weight back like this. And notice my back foot stays pretty still. It stays very still as a matter of fact. But then when you step, your weight stays back and your eye level stays level. I'll show you that. I shift my weight back, I step, I keep my weight on the back leg, and my eye level stays perfect. Okay, if I do this, my eye level drops. And that can cause a problem for a hitter.
Stride, then hit.
It's very important when a hitter hits that they transfer the weight. As we talked about before, when you stride, you want to stride on the front part of your foot and you want your left foot closed. I'm a right-handed hitter. You do not want to step straight like that because your hips will open up before you hit the ball and your head, chin, and shoulder can fall off the ball. You'll have more of a difficult time hitting the ball away. So just to review this again, you step with the front foot closed. As you start your swing, this foot will come down so it's flat at contact, and of course your back foot's going to turn also to transfer your weight forward through the ball.
Coaches and parents must stress that the stride and the swing do not occur simultaneously. The stride must come before the swing. In this drill, a coach tells the batter to stride before he tosses the ball. After the batter strides, he must remain in that position when swinging. This may feel a little uncomfortable at first. However, it's an excellent way to teach the chronology of a swing. If a batter strides as he swings, the batter will be off balance. Coaches should also make sure that the batter's weight is on the back foot. He steps toward the pitcher with a short stride and transfers the weight by turning the back ankle. The hands.
A lot of you see different stances in the major leagues. You see different levels of where people hold the bat. Some hold it high, some hold it low, some hold a little bit back, some hold it a little bit forward. So just let me give you a couple tips. If you take the bat and you put it on your shoulder and then just lift the bat up like this, that's like about a 45-degree angle, which is a good place for a kid to learn how to hit. Now usually, three things happen with the hands before you hit the ball, and I'll show you those. When you shift the weight back, your hands stay pretty still. They can move a little bit. That's the first thing that happens. They can move a little bit or they actually don't move at all. The second thing happens is that when a hitter takes his step, the hands by themselves, and I emphasize by themselves, move to launch position. Launch position is where the hands are when your stride is complete. The third thing that happens is the hitter's going to decide to swing. When the hitter decides to swing, the hands go back and up just a little bit. It's a short movement back and a quick movement forward. Notice my hands go back and up, then they start down and forward. You don't swing down, you start down, and then at contact, the palm of the right hand should be facing up, the palm of the left hand should be facing down. By getting this palm up at contact, it puts backspin and lifts the ball in the air, hits it hard on the ground. So let me show you that again. Bat here, lift it up here, I shift my weight back, the hands stay pretty still. I step, they move to launch position. Then when I decide to swing, the hands go back and up, they start down and forward, and I make contact. That's the three things that happen with your hands.
Inside-out swing.
Most hitters, and I mean most, the high percentage of hitters in the major leagues, hit inside out. I'm using the term inside out. There's other terms for this, but this is the way I describe it. Hitting inside out means when the hitter hits, when his hands go back and up and they start down and forward, his knob and hands come first, and then the barrel to hit the ball. So as I start my swing, my hands stay inside the ball. I can't say this enough, inside the ball, because what happens is that will allow you to hit the ball on the sweet spot of the bat. You also improve your bat speed, and you'll also be able to hit the ball all over the place. You'll use the whole field. So you want to hit inside out, which means your hands are inside the ball. At contact, your hands are between the ball and your body. Some kids, and even adults that I've worked with, when I test them about an inside-out swing, they hit outside in, which means their hands actually go outside the ball and their barrel leads their swing, which is very problematic, because what happens is if your hands go outside the ball like that, or they break away from your body, you wind up hitting the ball on the handle. Also, you don't want your knob and hands even with the ball when you swing. Just keep your hands inside the ball, and that will really help you hit the ball in the sweet spot of the bat and get really good barrel contact.
Fence drill. A great way to condition batters to swing inside out on the ball is to practice their swings against a fence. In this drill, a player stands one bat length away from the fence. The player must swing without hitting the fence. By doing so, the batter's hands automatically lead the bat into the hitting zone, followed by the barrel. If the batter hits the fence, then he knows that the barrel of the bat came first during the swing and not the hands. Trunk twister. A great simple drill that players can do individually or as a team is called the trunk twister. In this drill, the player holds the bat behind him, strides, and twists his waist. The bat behind the back helps ensure a complete waist rotation. The back foot must pivot in order to have a good hip rotation. The complete swing. Here we see the complete swing. This is where the grip, hands, positioning in the batter's box, rhythm, balance, stride, inside-out swing, weight transfer, and hip rotation all come together. Remember to check for the V in your grip. Make sure your weight is reserved in the back foot before the stride. Keep the hands still before moving them to launch position. Let the hands take the bat through the hitting zone, not the barrel. Take a short stride. Turn the back ankle. The player's front leg should be firm at contact with both knees bent softly. The coach should also teach youth players that their head should stay consistently level through the entire drill, and their eyes should go down to meet the ball at contact. Hitting off the batting tee.
Every major league hitter, when they're at bat in a game, has the same goal of, let's say, a 9-year-old boy or a 9-year-old girl. And that goal is to hit stimulus response. And that might sound confusing to you, but I'm just going to simplify what that means. In a game, the pitcher throws the ball. The ball is the stimulus. Your eyes see it, a message gets sent to the brain, and you swing. In simpler terms, see the ball, hit the ball. You can't be up to bat in a game thinking like, say, 20 things that I taught you, because what happens is then you have the ball, you have thoughts, and your response is either confused or delayed. So when you get into a game, get where you want to stand, get your balance, get your rhythm, see the ball, and hit it. That is your goal. That's not to say if a kid takes a real big stride out, he gets full or a real slow pitch, he or she can ask timeout and say to himself, hey, I got to keep my weight back when I stride. I got to reserve my power. That's fine. But when you get into the game, get your balance, get your rhythm, see it and hit it. And by working on techniques like turning the back foot, keeping your hands inside the ball, putting your head down, and leaving it down there after contact, you develop muscle memory where your body remembers, and it's just going to happen automatically. And that's the goal that you want to have for your son or your daughter. And you start learning those skills at a young age, that can really help you so much.
There is no better way to practice hitting stimulus response than through repetition. Hitting off a batting tee can be one of the most productive practice techniques for hitting stimulus response because it conditions muscle memory for the proper swing. And when creating muscle memory, players must be utilizing the correct form because they don't want to condition themselves into bad habits. Hitting off a tee is also a good drill for forcing players to keep their eyes on the ball during and after contact. Parents and coaches doing this drill with youth players have to be safety conscious. Plastic balls are being used here. Chair drill. One of the most common bad habits youth players have when hitting is to swing with an uppercut instead of the proper high to low swing. An excellent way for youth players to begin good swinging habits is by doing the chair drill. In this drill, a chair is placed behind the batting tee, with the highest part of the chair furthest from the tee. Adjust the tee so it's slightly lower than the back of the chair. In order to avoid hitting the chair with their swing, players will be forced to take the proper high to low swing at the ball instead of the common, yet wrong, uppercut swing. Younger players might want to start off with a plastic bat in case hitting the chair is prevalent. 2 batting tees. An alternative for the previous drill is to use 2 batting tees instead of a chair. Remember to make sure that the back tee is a little higher than the front tee. Again, this will force the player into a high to low swing, avoiding the tendency to uppercut. By swinging high to low, the batter will also condition himself to swing inside out. Batters who uppercut usually swing with the barrel of the bat leading their hands into the hitting zone. The chair drill and the 2 tees drill make sure that the hands come first and are inside the ball at contact. Rope drill. Another excellent drill to reinforce the high to low and inside out swing is the rope drill. With a rope attached to the hitter's waist and a ball placed on a tee, the hitter must swing high to low without hitting the rope. Like the previous chair drill, the player is conscious of the rope and must swing above it before striking the ball. This is also a great drill to practice the 3 movements of the hands during the swing. Please note that it's highly advisable for the parent or coach to wear batting gloves if they're holding onto the rope to avoid rope burns. Soft toss. The soft toss drill is a variation of any of the tee drills. The same hitting fundamentals should be stressed. However, in the soft toss drill, hitters have a chance to strike a moving ball, which better emulates real game situations. Soft toss balls can be made out of rags wrapped up in 2-inch masking tape. Coaches can even wrap masking tape around crumpled newspaper. The hitter should not try to hit the ball higher than his eyes, which will get him used to hitting more line drives in games. After the hitter is comfortable, the coach can move the soft toss drill onto the field. Here, the hitter can practice hitting to different parts of the field. Open field soft toss therefore trains the hitter to feel comfortable seeing the whole field when up to bat. Soft focus, fine focus.
We all talk to the hitters and our players to keep their eye on the ball, which is a wonderful thing to tell a kid. Probably we should all say it more. But how do you keep the ball on the eye? I mean, what are some of the ways to do that? And if you tell a kid to do this, when they're in their batter's box, their head's looking straight up. It's not down like this. It's not over here. You're looking right at the pitcher like you're looking at a stop sign. Okay, just straight ahead, like that. Now, what you need to do as a hitter, there's 2 terms, and I don't want to confuse anyone. It's called soft focus, fine focus. I'm the hitter. Soft focus means I might look at the pitcher from here up. I might look at his face or wherever you think you want to look, okay? But when the ball is here at the release, you go to fine focus. And that's where you should pick up the ball. Great hitters pick the ball up from release. Now, let's assuming I'm looking at the pitcher's face or I'm looking at him from here up. I really don't like looking lower than the waist. That's my preference as a hitter. So I'm doing the soft focus. I follow the release. I'm going to back up a little bit. Here comes the ball. I follow the ball, and let's say it wound up right here in the strike zone. As I follow the ball in, my head and my eyes go down to hit it, just like this. After you make contact, you want to keep your head there for a second. If my nose and chin are directly in the middle of the ball at contact, I have perfect direct vision with both eyes. If my nose and chin come off to the right of center, I have direct vision with my left eye, peripheral, which means sideways with my right. If I go this way, off center, I have direct with my right, peripheral with my left. So if you can get your nose and chin in the middle of ball contact, that gives you perfect vision. It is totally impossible for a kid. It's totally impossible for a pro to do that on every swing. Nobody on this earth can do it. But if you get a pretty good consistency, following that ball in and putting your head there at contact, your level of hitter will go up overnight. It's not going to take you 5 years. It will happen immediately for her or him.
Guessing colors. In this drill, a coach will need a bucket of baseballs. Half of the balls in the bucket will have blue painter's tape applied to them.
White. White.
A pitcher will take a ball out of the bucket and pitch it toward home plate. The hitter does not swing at the oncoming
White.
ball.
White.
Instead, the hitter must follow the ball into the catcher's
Blue.
glove and yell out white or blue, depending on whether that particular pitched ball had blue tape on it or
White.
not.
White.
This is a great little drill for increasing the concentration of the hitter. and is
Wait.
especially important
Wait.
for conditioning the batter to change from soft
Wait.
focus during the
Wait.
pitcher's windup to fine focus on the ball
Wait.
at the pitcher's
Wait.
release point.
Why?
If some of these drills are too advanced for some of your players, don't overwhelm them with something they can't handle. Parents and coaches must use their judgment.
Blue.
Be sure to mix difficult drills with fun and easy drills so that players can build confidence and achieve success. Skill levels can vary greatly from player to player between the ages of 7 to 12 years of age, so it's very important to know your players. Shout on contact.
Now, here's the big key. I'm following the ball in, okay? After I hit the ball, like this, keep your head down for a second after contact and then look up. Because what happens is, we all want to see where the ball's going. We're all human. So let's just assume there's a ball there. Okay, just before, everything's perfect. I'm looking at the ball, my head and eyes went down to hit it, but just before I hit it, I look up because I want to see where it's going. The whole planet Earth does it. So if you know your head and eyes have to stay there for a second, boom, after contact, it can help prevent peeking.
This is a variation of the guessing colors drill because it works on the soft focus, fine focus method of hitting. However, in this drill, the batter swings at the ball and at contact must yell out hit. By forcing a batter to say hit at the exact instant his bat hits the ball, it conditions the batter to keep his eyes on the ball throughout the swinging process. The batter's eyes, nose, and chin should be in a direct line with the ball at impact. Color distinction.
Blue.
This is a variation of the soft toss drill.
White.
This is a great drill that stresses the importance of every element of the swing.
Blue.
As the coach or parent tosses the two different colored balls, he'll yell out the color of the ball he wants the batter to hit. The batter must adjust to a fine focus on the ball and strike the correct color ball that was called out. This is a more advanced drill and should only be attempted after the regular soft toss drill is perfected.
White.
The drill is great for conditioning hand-eye coordination. High-low.
High.
This is a variation of the previous soft toss drills.
Low.
A coach will toss two balls at the same time, one high and one low. He'll tell the batter to hit either the low ball or high ball.
High.
For more advanced players, coaches can call out middle when they toss a high and a low ball.
Middle.
In this case, the batter must swing in between the two toss balls. Concentration is one of the attributes that makes up great hitters, and these soft toss drill variations are key to improving a batter's focus and concentration. Drop ball drill. A coach or parent drops a ball in front of a batter. Upon dropping the ball, the parent or coach must back away quickly to prevent being hit as the batter swings at the drop ball. Hitters in this drill get a different, less conventional look at a ball. In games, balls rarely come in straight, belt high, and right over the plate for the hitter, as if they were on a tee for them to smash over the fence. Hitting a dropped ball is a beginner's practice to seeing the movements of a curveball. And as the ball leaves the coach's hand and falls toward the plate, the batter's head and eyes should go down to meet the ball upon contact. Toss from behind. This is another drill that shows players a target from all different directions. Tossing the ball from behind the player is an effective means of giving him a different look. Every drill, on some level, benefits every aspect of the swing. Correct hitting requires repetition. Therefore, coaches should continuously check to see if their hitters are going through the right motions with their feet, legs, waist, arms, hands, and eyes.
That's it.
Miniature balls. Another great way for players to focus on their target is to toss a miniature ball, such as a plastic golf ball. If this drill is repeated enough times, a regulation-sized baseball will look like a beach ball for the participating players, which will mentally make it easier to hit. This is therefore a great drill to perform right before a game. Whether the target is a regulation youth baseball or a small plastic golf ball, the youth hitter should be able to succeed as long as the coach or parent is encouraging and is patient with each player's unique learning curve. Hitting between the cones. Hitting between the cones is a terrific game that teaches hitters how to strike the ball down and up the middle, which is the hardest part of the field to defend. 2 cones are set up, one between first base and second base, and the other between second base and third base. A coach can divide his team in half. Half of the team is in the field collecting hit balls, while the other half is up to bat. The batter must hit the ball on the ground toward the center of the baseball diamond between the 2 cones. The batter must take a full swing. Every time a batter successfully hits the ball on the ground between the 2 cones, his team's awarded a point. When a batter fails to hit the ball between the 2 cones or hits it in the air between the 2 cones, the team is given an out. The team switch sides after 3 outs. Hitting up the middle is a sign of good mechanics, requiring proper balance and timing. This is a quick game where players get a lot of repetitions. A variation of this drill is to add 2 infielders between the 2 cones to defend against any ground balls. If the fielders successfully catch the ball, it's an out. After 3 outs, the fielders become the hitters, and the hitters become the fielders. The pivot bunt. Bunting is a very important and very underrated part of the game and can lead to multiple scoring opportunities. In the pivot bunt, the player does not lift his feet, but instead makes a pivot motion on the balls of the feet. This particular bunt is useful when a team wants to catch the opponents off guard and trick them with a bunt at the last possible moment. When bunting, the batter should not swipe at the ball with the bat. The hitter should simply meet the ball with the bat when it reaches home plate, as if he were trying to catch the ball with the barrel of the bat. Make sure the batter's fingers are safely behind the bat so that the ball does not smash into them. The square bunt. In the square bunt, the player will actually move both feet so he is square to the pitcher. Batters should also have the barrel of the bat slightly above the handle while in the square position, and then level the bat out when meeting the ball. The batter should square to the pitcher just as he's in the windup. Because the batter is showing the bunt early, there's not that element of surprise like there is with the pivot bunt. The square bunt is therefore beneficial for sacrificing runners over. Batters should practice bunting down both the first and third base lines. 3 common hitting mistakes.
Some of the problems that children have, there's a lot of problems actually some kids have in hitting, but some of the major ones is that when they start their swing, their head and eyes might go down to the ball, but a lot of them look up. So what you can do is get a batting tee and put the ball on the tee and just have them hit that ball and keep their head and eyes down there. And a good way to work off the tee is don't have them step, don't have them stride. Just have them look at the ball, turn their back foot. After you do about 3 or 4 of those, have them shift their weight back. Hit the ball, head stays there, they're turning their back foot, and then put the whole swing in there where they go back, they step, they put their head down, hit the ball and leave it there for a second. Another problem with children is sometimes they step away, out. And when that happens, of course they lose plate coverage, they can't cover the plate, and they really don't see the ball as well. So try to encourage the kids to step straight towards the pitcher. That'll help with their stride. Another problem is sometimes when kids make contact with the ball, they stop their bat. So you want to teach your kids to hit through the ball, which means after they hit the ball, boom, the bat keeps going. And you see how I'm finishing pretty high with my bat. I'm not finishing down here. So you want them to hit through the ball and follow through. And I think that'll really, really help your kids. And that's just 3 points. There are others, and I just want to thank Marty Schupak. He has a lot of knowledge, and he has the kids' best interest at heart for being here. And the hitting drills and techniques, we feel confident that the information that you receive will be very beneficial to you as coaches, parents, and the players that you're teaching.
Here are 10 essential hitting tips from Marty Schupak. 1. Always use a lighter bat because it generates better bat speed. 2. Practice with a wood bat if you hit with aluminum bats in games. 3. Coaches and parents should never instruct their players during a game, especially while their hitters are in the batter's box. Instruction should be done at practice. 4. Establish a rhythm in the batter's box for relaxation. An example could be to move the bat in a circular motion before the pitch is thrown. 5. If you swing and miss or foul a ball off, step out of the box and regain your composure. Examples of tension busters to relax the hitter before re-entering the batter's box are: twirl your bat in your hands, adjust your uniform, read the label of your bat. 6. If you make an out, don't get down on yourself. The best players in the world make outs. 7. Do not grip the bat too tightly. Tight grips cause tension. 8. Keep your swing short and quick. A long swing creates tension, reduces bat speed, and creates a problem in seeing the ball well. 9. Don't take your last at-bat with you to the next at-bat, whether you struck out or got a hit. 10. You can never get too many repetitions with the batting tee or with the toss drill. Hitting a baseball is one of the hardest athletic skills to master. Whether these drills are practiced on your local youth baseball field or in your own backyard, the parent or coach should make sure baseball hitting is stimulating for the player. The Hitting Drills and Techniques video shows some of the most creative drills that coaches and parents can use to create an enjoyable learning atmosphere for the youth player. Repetition and good habits are a combination for success. Now let's get out our baseball bats and make this season a hit.